We're live. We're live. Once again, today's episode I'm going to be talking about the crazy bat soup people. The people that has been eating soups, I guess, with bats in it. I'm going to talk about a lot of things. I like this article I read on the Daily Mail. In Russia, 13-year-old girl is pregnant and says her 10-year-old boyfriend is the father. I don't know how the fuck that's possible. It's crazy shit. Let's see. I'm going to talk about Batman. I'm going to continue talking about the subject of comic book video games that I started yesterday. Not yesterday, but last episode. It's been a while. And so anyway, let's get to the intro and start up the show. So, we had, if you don't hear anything in the background, my dog is drinking water. She's a loud drinker. Hold on. So, anyway, Colin Farrell confirms he's Penguin on Ellen. Who gives a shit? Dragon Ball. Anyway, this is all over the news. In China. I mean, we're banned in China, so. So, in China, a virus broke out in the Chinese, closest to one from bats, not snakes. So, in China, the trend is that they've been eating bat soups. That's right, bat soup. So, when I heard about this, that they, be eating, because it was like a trend, I think. I take it as a trend, I guess. I don't know. I don't know China. I don't know what the Chinese trends are. But they've been eating bat soup. The first thing that came in mind is, I know this episode's going to be taken down by YouTube, is, are you fucking retarded? I mean, are you retarded to eat something that you know damn well you're not supposed to eat, but you do it anyway. You eat bats. Are you that fucking dumb in the head? Is there a bunch of screws loose in your dome piece? You might want to tighten that shit down. But when that's what I thought when I saw it. I was just like, when they revealed that they they're getting sick from it. I was just like, you fucking deserve it. I know that sounds mean, and right now my throat's kind of like I'm catching a cold. Of course, this is what I sound like when I wake up. But when I saw it, I was just like, these people are just dumb. They're dumb. I mean, you're not supposed to eat bats. You're not supposed to eat rats. Get it? It's rhyming. You're not supposed to eat cats, dogs, any of these things. But somehow these fuckers are like, we're gonna eat bats. We're gonna eat bats in a soup. You got what you deserve. I mean, in China, you have I think they have McDonald's, KFC. Why don't you eat at the fucking places? Eat chicken. Eat a hamburger. Don't eat bats in a soup. Are you that dumb? And a lot of people are like, it's China. Trump, hit them with the tariffs and stuff like that. It's like, well, China has plenty of other shit to do over there. I mean, they got food. They got rice. Eat that shit. I mean, I don't eat rice. I'd rather starve than eat rice. But it's like, get fucking real. But anyway, I mean, the story's developing with the whole, the bats and all that. So, I read this Daily Mail article, and we're going to get to the comic book news, and we're going to talk about video games some more. I read this article in the Daily Mail. It was like a, The Onion type article when I saw it. The Onion hope that somehow got to the real news. They're talking about I'm reading this article thing where they're talking about the Arrow dude. What is it, Diggle or Giddle or whatever his name is? The black dude who's rumored to be in the Green Lantern series. I've heard about that. But anyway. So, this article I read, I was just like, this can't be fucking real. There is no way that this is a real article, but I read it and I was just so dumbfounded. That's alright, love. We're just sorry, late. That's alright. We're just starting out the show. We're getting the opening stuff out of the way. But I read this article, and I couldn't believe that a 13-year-old girl revealed on a Russian TV show. It's sort of like Maury or Steve Wilkos over there. I don't even know people, or Jerry Springer. It's kind of more in the Jerry Springer category. I mean, it's not. It's kind of in the Maury category. Steve Wilkos be like, fuck that shit, I don't want it. He's throwing stuff at adults. He doesn't want to throw it at chairs. He likes throwing stuff at adults, but he doesn't want to throw it at kids. But this 13-year-old girl on Russian TV says that she is pregnant and her 10-year-old boyfriend is the father of her kid. When I heard that, well, read it, I didn't watch the video because I don't speak Russian. And I don't understand what the fuck Russians are saying. Except in a car crash, dash cam video. Those are fucking entertaining. When I read it, the first thing that came to mind was, where the fuck were the parents? Where were the parents in all this? Has parents become... Now, they had the moms on there. They didn't have the dads. And I take it the boy, the mother is a single mom raising her boy. And when I read this article, I'm thinking, like, there's no way that this is real. I had a hard time believing the bats thing until I saw a video and I'm like, this shit is fucked up. I mean, that is fucked up, but not fucked up as the bats. I mean, it's China, so what do you expect? So, as you can tell, I don't really like China. Even though the show's banned in China. Along with South Park and other shit. But, I mean, my show is not great as South Park. I love South Park. South Park's my shit. I love it. I love South Park. So, when I saw the Russian thing, it was just like, my mind was just like, one, there's no way this boy's the father, because he's not, I'm going to use the term, not fully developed to be able to father a kid. He's a kid still. There's no fucking way. But the funny thing about it is, it took a doctor and 2 scientists to tell this kid and the audience of the show he can't fucking father a kid. And the girl and the boy just don't believe it, even though the doctor was like, I looked at that test 3 fucking times. You ain't the father. But they discredit the doctor and the scientists. And I'm thinking, like, these kids are fucking dumb. I mean, I know kids today are dumb. That's why the episode's called, Is Everybody on the Short Bus? I was going to put this, everyone fucking retarded, but, I would get flagged. So I just used the short bus. Because that's a term that we all use. It's like, if someone's that dumb, they're on the short bus. So, I just looked at, I was just like, there is no way. And when it comes down to it, I'm taking the doctor and scientist side of this. Because there is no way that this is real. Now, I hope to God the mom of the boy's like, we're getting a DNA test. We're going to be proven. I'm going to prove to you, little fucker, that you're not that father. Type of thing. But I doubt it because the mom's probably stupid. But the thing about it is that this kid wants to be the father of this child. It's like, first off, you're a fucking kid. You don't have a job. You have no income. You have no life experience of raising another living being. No way. This isn't a puppy. This isn't a cat. I mean, cats can take care of themselves. I mean, they're survivors.
Dogs, on the other hand, I mean, dogs are survivors, but, cats are much smarter. I mean, not my cat. My cat's crazy as hell. I wake up in fear. That cat's around somewhere. I mean, shit. I opened my eyes and there was like this thing sitting in the hallway looking at me, and it was my cat. I was terrified. I was scared shitless. So, I mean, anyway, this kid has to realize there is, you can't, you're taking care of another living being. You're 10 years old. You're not like the biblical times where you're 10, you have adult experience. You don't. You're 10. You still watch SpongeBob. I think. I don't know. What the fuck do kids watch nowadays? I don't know. But you're 10. You can't raise a kid. You're a kid, so I read this story and my mind was just like going like, what the fuck? That's all I could think of. So, I mean, this was much weirder than the parents dumping the midget off in the apartment because I was like an adult. When you look at her, you're like, she looks like a fucking adult. But I mean, that story kind of scared me because it's just like you look at it, you're like, there's no way that's a kid. I couldn't even believe Dr. Phil was dumb enough to believe it. I wish Dr. Phil would cover these, because it's like, I like Dr. Phil because he will drop the truth bomb on everybody in a very nice southern accent. He could kindly tell you like you're fucking dumb. But he was the same person that did the whole Catch Me Outside. How about that? So anyway, let's get to the geek news. I just kind of wanted to cover those two stories. I mean, the bat soup thing is fucking dumb and crazy in China. So anyway, let's see what more shit DC does. I know it's not a DC Comics fan, but I'm kind of annoyed with the DC Comics films and stuff. And it's kind of funny though with the Harley thing. My dad saw of it, and I'm gonna do my best to reenact his, like the zombie wave that the people put out, sci-fi, the tsunami zombie or something, I forget what the fuck they called it, where he basically said with a straight face, that is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. With the Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, he was just like, ugh, that looks bad. Are we gonna go see that? And I was like, no. He goes, oh good, I don't want to see it. Last time we seen like a comic book movie, I think it was Aquaman. Afterwards, he just didn't want to go to the movies. He was just like, fuck this, I don't want to go. That was kind of his, like, I don't want to see any more comic book films. But he did see Shazam when it came out on DVD. He saw Shazam and he thought it was adorable. But when he saw Joker, he was just like, that is too much for me. He's like, that's just too much. He goes, I look forward to Todd Phillips' next film, which is Todd Phillips is making a biopic of Hulk Hogan. I'm a fan of Hulk Hogan. He didn't like Hogan when he was wrestling, but as he got older, he sort of appreciated Hogan. And he had a lot of sympathy for him because, as he puts it, Hogan married a crazy bitch. So... I think as he put it like once with Birds of Prey, after we talked about it, he kind of said like it looked like shit. Which I agree with him. It looks bad. I gotta say this, as a DC Comics fan,
to other DC Comics fans who want to see this film, who are cheerleading this film, how can you be so accepting of it? How can you be so accepting? Would it take this film? I mean, the Joker movie was a masterpiece. Shazam, brilliant. I love Shazam. Shazam deserved a lot of love. It deserves a lot of love to look at. It's a great film. I love it. I love the family dynamic in the film, where Billy Batson goes to his siblings, his adopted siblings, but they're his siblings, and he needs them to defeat the bad guy. And he helps them get powers, and they, come together and defeat the bad guy. And Billy, gives thanks to his, having family. That's beautiful. I love that. You need it in films. The family dynamic type thing. And I love it. You don't really get that anymore. And Shazam deserves a lot of love. The same amount of love the Joker got. And the Joker was a good film. It was a beautiful disaster in a good way. In a good way. It was a beautiful wreck. So, Birds of Prey, I don't get how people are so open arms about it. I mean, look at it. Look at it. It looks bad. And I know they're trying to look like the Hot Topic commercial photo shoots and shit. But you can't accept it. You can't accept cheap. I mean, look at Black Widow. And a lot of people are like, well, it's different. It's a Marvel movie. Look at Black Widow. Black Widow. Look at Wonder Woman. And I know a lot of, anytime you criticize Birds of Prey, it's like, you're sexist. It's about, girl power. Black Widow and Wonder Woman are the same fucking thing. And they look amazing films. The films look amazing. Black Widow looks like a mixture of Taken meets Jason Bourne, which is cool. Wonder Woman was a great World War I film. I think that's why I kind of liked it, but I love Captain America a bit more because I'm obsessed with history. And I watched, I gotta talk about this one real quick. There's two things that was crazy I found out about my old school I went to when I was a kid. They banned the teaching of Hitler and World War II Nazi shit. And they banned Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, written by Mark Twain. That pissed me off. They banned Mark Twain's books. Now, if you live in the Show Me State, Mark Twain is a big fucking deal. He is one of the greatest writers that ever lived. And they banned his books. Because over one word. The N-word. I don't get why the fuck you banned the book. Mark Twain wrote Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn to be as a mirror to the society he lived in. Because Mark Twain was against racism. He didn't like racism. So he wrote these books as sort of being a mirror to show society what it looks like. And they banned these books because SJWs got their feelings fucking hurt. Grow up. And I like to say this to the people who go to college. You're in a safe bubble. A safe space. You're safe. Outside the world is a fucking horrible thing. Once you go outside that bubble, the world's gonna eat you fucking alive. They're gonna eat you alive. Mark Twain's books are beautiful. They are written poetically. Those are great books. They're not just great, they're fantastic books. And Val Kilmer did a beautiful job doing the Mark Twain one-man show. And I was looking forward to seeing his, film, his dream project being made, but sadly he had, throat cancer, and I don't think he'll be able to do it. But Mark Twain's books are a masterpiece. The same way as Laura Ingalls Wilder's Little House on the Prairie. I love the show, and I love the books. They banned those too. You know what the problem is? I'm going to say this, and I know I'm going to get this episode's going to be taken down anyway on YouTube. I don't give a shit. The people who banned... I'm going to say this. I know it's going to be offensive. The people that banned, teaching Nazis in school, who are the same people that want the books like Mark Twain's, Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, Laura Ingalls Wilder's books, you're like the ones you're trying to ban from teaching in school. You are the Nazis. You're banning books. You're banning books. I mean, these are the same people that fucking mocked Catholic schools banning Harry Potter. I was the one people that was mocking them too, because I thought it was dumb. And I don't even read Harry Potter anymore. You mock those people who banned Harry Potter, but you're the same people that banned Mark Twain and Laura Ingalls Wilder. So, remember that when you call somebody a Nazi, banning books, you're the same. You banned a masterpiece, American literature, in school. So remember that. So, anyway, I'm kind of on a rant today. I'm ranting on everybody. So, anyway. So, back to the Birds of Prey stuff. Ewan McGregor talked about it. There was a rumor been going around that Black Mask is gay in Birds of Prey, and has been confirmed by actor who's playing the part, Ewan McGregor. Thursday Night Vanity. Hold on. Will you stop messing with that? That's my cat. Hold on. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's a Lola. My room has two doors. I have my bedroom's attached to the bathroom, so I have two doors. One door to go in my room, one door to the bathroom. And the doors to my bathroom are open. She could have gone out the bathroom door, but instead she wanted to go out the bedroom. So, Ewan McGregor, who's playing, caught up with Ewan McGregor and Chris Sonnen, who's playing Zaz, and was asked about it. He commented, McGregor started to say, the relationship is very much based on there's a want and a need, and there for sure. The actor says there's a real love of anarchy. I think they ... More than likely, yes. Ewan McGregor confirms that he and the actor who plays Zaz laughed. Variety then states as the pair continue to laugh, more than likely, and says, "You heard it first here. You heard it here first." Warner Brothers said they weren't supposed to say. So, I guess they kind of confirmed that. Regarding to the rumor, it was way back in July when Grace Randolph offered up the Black Mask was going to be flamboyantly gay, as the plot revolves around a young girl swallowing his dick pics. If that is the plot of the movie, DC Films might as well wrap it up with the Harley Quinn shit. Just my thought and opinions. Because, this is kind of stupid. It's very stupid of them to be like, well, this is... I love how Grace Randolph has a way with words. The Batman cat. Robert Pattinson, terrified of the read. Yeah, dude, you got a lot of big shoes to fill. You're playing Batman after one of the greatest actors that ever lived. So, anyway. Pattinson talked about the Batman cast while participating in a podcast with the Lighthouse co-star William Dafoe. Empire Online uploaded the podcast Saturday, which sees Robert Pattinson offer up a Batman cast not just about big names, but a close-knit group of actors. A noted cast surrounding the Batman actor Pattinson remarked, "So cool," the 33-year-old actor was asked about how excited he was to be involved with those group of people. Pattinson said, quote, "It's fun. They seem very close-knit, kind of like there's something they'll all... I don't know." You can see why it's not just why you just get massive names, but it's very particular kind of ilk. I can't wait to start on this. It's going to be so cool. It remarks the first table read, the Batman cast. Going to be something, Pattinson replied with a laugh. "It's terrifying and, like, fired." I can't wait to see what they do with it. I'm still in the 4th stage of the 5 stages of grief, because I want to see Ben Affleck's Batman. I look forward to seeing what Pattinson brings. Alright, let's switch over to the Black Panther. Diversity destroying. Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman unhappy. Diversity looks to be destroying the Black Panther in the MCU. With his further claim, Chadwick Boseman is not happy with Marvel. Who the fuck can be happy with Marvel? Just being unhappy with Marvel. It's been claimed down the road Marvel Studios and plan to replace Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther with a female version. Shuri, played by Leetta Wright. It's been said that with the move within the MCU, it's probably not going to happen for a while, as Chadwick Boseman will be starring in the already announced Black Panther 2, which thought Boseman would be featured in Avengers 5 or possibly New Avengers. According to it's further claimed that Boseman at this point he's going to walk away from the Black Panther. It's also been said that Boseman feels like he's been sidelined and doesn't want doesn't want Black Panther to be taken away from him. The source is rumored to be basically throwing darts at the wall. I mean, there's always been rumors of them going diversity. I mean, I think most people are throwing darts at it because, like, you know, basically Thor's been replaced. I mean, you got, you know, Lady Thor happening with Natalie Portman. I don't know why. Why the fuck would it even do another Thor film? I'll be honest with you, Thor Ragnarok fucking sucked. I mean, I sat through the film in theaters. I just sort of sat there going like, why am I sitting through this? And stuff. And I didn't like, you know, they made the Hulk in the film. And the thing about it is, it's supposed to be this uncontrollable rage. This uncontrollable monster with rage who will fucking destroy everything around him. I mean, I'll even admit, some of the scenes where Hulk destroys, you know, the city in Avengers Age of Ultron, that was pretty good. That was a good one. But Incredible Hulk movie, I was excited for it. I was just like, finally, they got Hulk right. They got him correct. Like, he destroys everybody. Like, he kicked Tim Roth's character into a fucking tree and killing him. Almost killing him. Like, that was really good. That was a really good scene, and it bothered me. Like, it just bothered me how they just ruined the character and stuff. So, let's see. This is about Green Arrow to Green Lantern, or Green Arrow to Green Lantern. David Ramsey, better known playing as John Diggle. I wonder if they ever thought about the names and stuff, if they name their characters. John Diggle. In a recent interview, David Ramsey confirmed that the Arrow's season finale would offer up an answer regarding to John Diggle being a Green Lantern. In the Arrowverse, as you recall in last year's Elseworlds crossover, the Flash of Earth 90 remarked to Diggle, "Hello, John, you're not wearing your ring." I don't even fucking remember that episode. I don't remember that crossover. I don't remember that crossover, to be quite honest with you. I guess at the point I just really didn't fucking care. In Arrow Season 7, Spartan, it's revealed that Diggle's stepfather was General Roy Stewart, obvious reference to Green Lantern John Stewart in the comics. It's thought that Diggle would change his name and changed his name and took his mother's maiden name, and that his real last name is Stewart. David Ramsey recently said in an interview about the big Green Lantern reveal in the Arrow's season finale, "Without a doubt, you will absolutely be going to get your answers, as well deserved answers. We've been talking about this for years. I think everyone buys series and will be very happy." I won't. I won't. I mean, nothing against the actor who plays John Diggle. I mean, you deserve a better name. But I don't want to see him play Green Lantern, John Stewart. I want to see a new actor play John Stewart. Common. the rapper Common would be great as Green Lantern John Stewart. I want to see John Stewart, Green Lantern, as a experienced Green Lantern. Like, he's seen some shit. Like, he's serious about what he's doing, and he's seen some stuff. And he trains this rookie Green Lantern named Hal Jordan. And they sort of have this Riggs and Murtaugh lethal weapon type, partnership. Hal Jordan doesn't take being Green Lantern serious, and he does dangerous things where John Stewart sort of says, I'm too old for this shit. Type of stuff. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see like this whole, leftovers of Arrow being dragged into Green Lantern. I want a Green Lantern show to be fresh, new. I don't want to be like, oh, that's the guy from Arrow, and he's in this show. That is so awesome. I don't want to see that. I want to see new actors in a TV series. I don't want, like, leftovers from another series being dragged into this show. That's why I'm so tired of it. That's why I don't really care for the CW verses. It's just like, you're getting this season, then you're getting a crossover event, then continuation of the season. It's like, I don't want any of that shit anymore. That's why I like Titans. I mean, yeah, they did the crossover with, Doom Patrol, but that was kicking off Doom Patrol because it was about to happen. And it also explains where Beast Boy, became Beast Boy. But I don't want any, you never see a crossover event with Doom Patrol and Titans, and I hope to God that never happens, because I don't want it to happen. I want Titans to be its own entity. I mean, last season was okay, but I don't want to see another fucking, spin-off series that has to carry the baggage of Arrow. So, anyway, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back, and, we'll continue with my stupid rant. I would love to see Dark Knight's Metal be made into an animated film. I want to say that in a positive way. There's several things I want to see made into an animated film. Long Halloween, Dark Victory. I want to see them be made into their own entity films, not be dragged into the DC animated universe. I mean, look what they did with Gotham by Gaslight. Brilliant film, by the way. I love Gotham by Gaslight. I think it's one of the best animated films I've seen in a long time. But anyway, I mean, you kind of heard me rant about the the John Stewart or John Diggle Stewart. I mean, here's the thing. I look forward to the Green Lantern TV series, even though they should be a film. Or if DC was smart, they would be like the Green Lantern Corps is the same Green Lantern Corps that we saw in the Justice League film. Because if those who don't remember, in the Justice League movie, the Green Lantern Corps fought alongside the people against Steppenwolf. And I would love to see that, bit of a reference, but they ain't gonna do it. Instead, they'll probably talk about how brave and how heroic Oliver Queen, the Green Lantern was. I mean, the Green Arrow was. Oliver Queen was the bravest, most heroic individual, and he's not even gonna be in the fucking series finale. You know how weird that is? Your main character, the title character, isn't it probably going to be in the series finale? You know how dumb that is? Hello, Lola. Lola, I think we need to talk about that you're not part snake. Oh, you're gonna watch The Neighbors. Oh, you're watching Romeo climb up a tree. That's a black cat that's outside that Lola likes watching. So, anyway. Oh man, he's going after a bird. Last time that cat went after a bird, he killed it. That poor Robin did not deserve that. But anyway, let's talk about other crazy stuff that's happening in comics. Let's see. Now, I did not get to read any of the new Batman comics yet. I've been kind of busy. Let's see. Pat was provided that he and Hugh Jackman will be returning to do the X-Men roles in the MCU. I doubt it. I kind of doubt that Hugh Jackman would do, play Wolverine again. I doubt it. I honestly doubt it. Hugh Jackman did Logan, which was really a good movie, by the way. A really good film. I doubt that they will do the X-Men again. It's kind of pointless. Patrick Stewart, I could kind of see, I kind of see them doing it, but I kind of don't. When you have Patrick Stewart in there and you get a new actor to play Magneto, people are going to be like, that's not Ian McKellen. If I was, as weird as it sounds, if I was Marvel, and you're getting Ryan Reynolds to come back to do Deadpool, why just get the two guys who played Xavier and Magneto in the X-Men prequels just to do the roles again? Just get a new cast around them. You got a good chance of it being good. The guy who played Magneto did an amazing job. He had to fill in big shoes because he's taken a role from Ian McKellen and, he's trying to make it his own. Fassbender, that's who I'm thinking of. Fassbender, there's several films I want to see him in. I want to see him play Dr. Fate. Fate, he'd be great. I want to see him play Victor Freeze in a solo Mr. Freeze film, like The Joker. I talked about it before. That would be great. But if I was Marvel, which thank God I'm not, because Marvel sucks. A lot of people get mad that I criticize Marvel, but the thing about Marvel is they reached their peak. They peaked their moment with Endgame. I know a lot of people are like, Endgame was the best film of all time. It's like, bullshit. Didn't even get nominated for an Oscar. But Endgame was all this hype, and now you have nothing to live off of. Nothing. You're not going to get another Captain America film. You're not going to get another Iron Man film. You're getting two films that most people, one they'll probably go see, and the other they probably don't even know what the fuck it's about. I'm talking about Black Widow and Eternals. And you got this whole, Marvel TV show Plus, and it's like, is most people going to go see Marvel films and turn around and watch the Marvel shows on Disney Plus? I mean, I'm sorry, it's like, I am not going to fucking, waste 10 hours of my life watching a show, then turn around and watch a movie, then go see and try to remember everything I saw from the show in the last movie. I am not going to do it. I know I sound lazy, but I ain't going to fucking do it. I'm not going to go sit, in front of the show. It's like if you ask me what Stranger Things Season 3 was about, I would tell you I don't even know. So, I mean, if it was a Batman thing, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'll be Batman, and I'll go see Batman the show, and I'll go see the next Batman and stuff. But honestly, it's like, I'm not gonna sit through 10 hours of shows. I sat through 10 hours of that Netflix show Messiah, and I wasted my entire fucking time sitting through that show, and it ended with what the fuck was that? I mean, the first 3 episodes of that show was good. Good concept. Was it a bit like the Mark Miller's American Jesus comic? Yeah, it was kind of, but but it was a weird show. The show that I will say this, the one thing that bugged the fuck out of me throughout that show, or I even said out loud, "What the fuck," was the moment where the girl, who's a dumbass, the daughter, and the mom tells the dad, "I was pregnant and I had an abortion." And I was like, where the fuck did that come from? Because they never mentioned it. They never mentioned it in the first 3 episodes. And by the way, the father is a pastor. And at the end of this, burns down his church. And I was like, what the fuck? I sat there going, what is this? And it's hard to believe it's produced by Roma Downey and Mark Burnett. They produced Touched by an Angel, and that was a good show. That was a good show. Winona Judd was in one episode. I loved it because I'm a fan of Winona Judd. Amazing singer. I love the band of Judds. It was her and her mom. And as a kid, when I was always... I know this is going to be embarrassing, but when I was a kid where I was cranky as a kid, my parents would play the CD, The Judds, and I would immediately calm down and go to sleep. Because I was such a big fan. Because I loved their voice. Judd had an amazing singing voice. Her sister was batshit crazy. Ashley Judd is her sister, by the way. But Winona Judd had a beautiful voice. So, anyway, I sat through the show Messiah, and Messiah. They call him Messiah, but Messiah, whatever it is. So throughout the show, I watched the show, folks. I was hooked. Like, when you have my attention with an interesting concept of the possibility of Jesus coming back in modern times, I watch it. You have my attention. Amazing story and concept. But they blew it. So, they go through the episodes, and it wasn't great as the one show they did. I forget the title of it. It was about the 12 disciples of Jesus. It shows them. They did a show about them, showing them what they were like before they encountered Jesus, and after. And it was a really, really good show, by the way. It's a very long show, by the way. Each episode's like an hour, and the show. It started out good. It started out interesting. Then they tried to make it like Homeland. And I'm not a big fan of Homeland. I thought that show was kind of boring. I sat through the first 4 episodes and I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. So each episode was like, it was interesting. I was like hooked. I was like, I was asking myself, is this guy really who he says he is, or is he a false prophet? So each episode I was sitting there, I was like, alright, this is good. And they show like the people around him, the parents, the dad who's a pastor of a church, and they're going financially broke. His wife is smoking and drinking behind his back, not going to church. His daughter, like, this was the first thing that was stupid. The daughter got high and passed out, but it made it look like she had health issues. You're thinking like, man, she must have like, health issues and stuff. But it's like she's a drug addict, and the dad, the mom goes, "Were you doing drugs?" And the daughter pulls that stuff in her pocket, like, "See," and it was like dumb. like, yeah, I get it. Roma Downey and Mark Burnett always did like PG things, and now they got like, we got a TV MA show. We're gonna go edgy. We're gonna be an edgelord on this show. So, so I'm sitting there going like, okay. And the guy who wrote the show wrote the Chronicles of Narnia films. So they're trying to like get their edginess in. So I'm watching the show, and I think they get to like I forget which episode 5 or 6 or 7, I forget. The daughter's, swimming, and she opens her eyes looking, underwater, trying to get that cool shit. And she goes up to the apartment, she goes, "Dad, I want to tell you something." And the mom comes in like, "No, Tom." She goes, "Tom." And she goes, "I was pregnant, and I had an abortion." And I just sat there going like, what the fuck? I'm just sitting there going like, what? And my dad is next to me. He's sitting across from me watching the show. He goes, "Where the hell did that come from?" And I'm just sitting there like, I don't even remember the episodes where she even hinted that she was pregnant. Or she was pregnant in the past. They never hinted at it. They never mentioned it or anything. And the dad gets mad, and the daughter goes, "Don't get mad at me." No, the dad has the right to get mad. The dad has the right to get mad because he basically killed his grandkid. And he didn't even know about it. So the dad gets mad. And I was like, if I was at that moment, they're in a hotel, by the way, high-rise hotel. And I was just like, if I was in that dude's place, I would pick them up and throw them off the balcony. At that point. Because, and the dad gets mad, and he's asking like this, and the wife is like, you don't have to get mad upset about it. It's like, no, you just dropped a truth bomb on somebody. They want to know what happened. So, the show ended dumb. It ended dumb. I was just sitting there going like, this show it started out good. It had some good, interesting parts where like you're asking the question of like, is this real, or is this just, these people encountering a false con man? And at the end, you're left with no questions of like what happened. I mean, you're left with no answers, except at the point where the creators and producers of the shows like, well, you have to ask the question yourself: is this real, or is this what they encountered? Was it real, or was it a con? I was just like, I'm too lazy to figure out the answer. I started out watching a show that was good, and it got dumb. I'm just too lazy to figure out the answers. I was at the point of, like, I was crossed between pissed off I wasted 10 hours of my life binging on a show, and aggravated that the two producers of a show, Robert Downey and Mark Burnett produced The Bible TV series, miniseries or TV series, and I love that. That was a good show. I love The Bible. I wish they did more with Noah's Ark, and they didn't. Like, they had Noah, in the beginning. Then they, did Samson, which was great, because Samson's like this strong, person who could, and he had long hair, and he was strong and stuff, and it was really. And they did Moses, which I love the story of Moses. Moses is amazing, and the story of they had Moses and Joshua, and it was a really good show. And watching the show, I think I was aggravated because it was just like, these two produced The Bible and AD The Bible Continues. Good shows, high quality entertainment, and they produced this. I was aggravated with that. Like, they produced something that was really good, and they made something with an interesting concept and idea, and they just blew it. That's what kind of aggravated me. They ripped off one show I really didn't care about and added in, not only that, but they added in a sex scene that was not even really needed, because the two people that they did in the sex scene had no attraction or chemistry whatsoever. And the guy was basically ignoring his daughter, who wanted him to come back home because she missed him. That's what aggravated me. It was just like, this is dumb. So, do I recommend this show? It's for you to decide. I'm taking Mark Burnett and Robert Downey's answer. It's for you to decide. So, anyway, let's get to DC Comics and the 5G. That's right. We're talking about the 5G of DC Comics. I'm excited for this one. I hope they do it. The 5G. Because it would give me something to do. Like, rant, review, criticize. But anyway. As Dan Didio and DC Comics come to London, will there be an anti-5G protests? DC Comics publisher Dan Didio is coming to London with a few other DC Comics executives for the premiere of let's read the long-ass title. The Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of the One Harley Quinn. Ego stroking much. On the 29th of January for the British Film Institute. Those poor bastards. On London's South Bank. No, I don't have an invite. I'm reading the article by Rich Johnson. But have people been prepared? I only ask this because yesterday I walked through London and I came across a protest against 5G. Oh, that's right. They talked about like the 5G phones where it's revealed that they're not safe and people were diagnosed with cancer. I want to make a joke, but I don't want to. I want to make a joke, God. Because they reveal like the 5G phones have like radiation, like like if you run like a I forget what they call it, a Geiger counter, where it's like do radiation, it's like high on the 5G. For those who are wondering, this isn't a protest. This is a protest against the new mobile phone standard 5G. Let me check to see what my phone is. I don't know if my phone's I think my phone's a 3G. It's not 5G, or I think it's a 3G. I don't know. It's definitely not 5G because I ain't spending a fucking amount of money for a 5G phone. You get sick from it. No. Man, I want to make a joke. I'm going to say it anyway. 5G phones give people cancer. If you read DC Comics, you're definitely going to get sick. There, I said it. So, I feel bad about it, but, I support the people that protest against the 5G phones. Because those are dangerous phones, by the way. I seen a video where a dude ran I think it's a Geiger counter where it does radiation. See what's radiated. And the phone had a very high spike in it. I know some people are like, that's bullshit to believe that, but let's be honest, are phones even safe? I mean, I nearly got hit. I am not making this up. This was on a Friday. I nearly got hit by a person who was texting on their phone while driving. Either way, phones are dangerous. Either way, phones are dangerous. I nearly got sideswiped, by the way. Because this fucker was more busy on his phone. Now, there needs to be a law. I mean, as much as I shit on Illinois, at least their governor, Rob Blagojevich, back in the day, signed a bill where people can't text or talk on their phone while driving, or they'll get a ticket. That's what needs to be done over here. As much as I shit on Illinois for being a shithole state, but I know some people are like, well, I know one person. I made a joke in Illinois where they're like, they got Superman, they got Metropolis and Superman. I'm just like, you further my point of how shitty it is over there. Because for those who don't know, I am not a Superman fan. I don't like Superman. I'm sorry. Speaking of Superman, there's been rumors about Ralph rumored to be playing Superman in a Superman TV series. When it comes down to between this Superman series or the Man and Lois series for the CW, I'd rather see this one. If I had to choose which Superman show I would watch, I would honestly watch the Brandon Routh version than the CW one. I mean, this Superman series would be, set in Earth 96, which is the I think the Kingdom Come version of Superman. I don't remember, but if it was this version where they would have Batman in it, then yeah, I would watch it. I mean, not bring in Kevin Conroy, but I mean, my idea for Superman with Brandon Routh is I would rather see him in the next season of Titans than, in my opinion. I would love to see Superman show up in Titans because they kind of left the door open for it with Superboy and all that. They mentioned Lex Luthor, Superman several times. I would kind of want to see that. I kind of want to see Brandon Routh show up as Superman and help Connor, Kent figure out his powers and how to fly and all that. That'd be really cool. But instead, I mean, I want to see Brandon Routh play Superman in his own show, sort of give him his moment that he deserves. For those who've never seen Superman Returns, some people nowadays are like looking back on it like, Superman Returns wasn't that bad of a film. It was not that great of a film to begin with. It wasn't a great film. It was an okay film. I mean, the problem with Superman Returns was, like, people were kind of hoping that it would be like Batman Begins. Like, you would see a Superman origin story told the same way that they did with, Batman Begins. Like, how Superman started out and all that. But instead, they made it into a sequel to Superman the movie and Superman 2. I mean, the best thing about the film of, Superman Returns was you had Brandon Routh. He wasn't bad Superman. I mean, when you have an actor who is, like, really loves the character he plays, who's excited about the character he plays, and puts a lot of his time and, physical and mental time into it, it's amazing to see it. I mean, like, Ben Affleck playing Batman. Ben Affleck was a big fan of Batman. Kevin Smith even talked about it. Like, when Ben Affleck was offered the role of Matt Murdock Daredevil, he didn't want to do the role. He was like, I want to play Batman. And Kevin Smith's like, well, they're not going to be doing Batman because Clooney killed it. And Ben Affleck took the role of Daredevil because he was a fan of Frank Miller and The Dark Knight Returns comic. So, in Brandon Routh's case, Brandon Routh was a big fan of Superman, big fan of the movies, not only the movies, but the comics. And he really did a great job with it. Like, I watched the YouTube video of him as Superman in Crisis, and I wasn't really... Once they killed Batman in Crisis, I was like, fuck this. I'm out. But I watched him, and I watched the Tom Welling one. The Tom Welling one, I was, like, really moved by it. Like, it was like they finally gave an ending. Brandon Routh's case, it was really cool. I was like, wow, this dude, he looks like, Superman compared to the actor that they gave a show to. So, I mean, for me, I'm gonna miss Brandon Routh on Legends because, he was awesome as the Atom. He was really cool as the Atom. But with him as Superman, I want to see him, have his own Superman TV series. And, have his time to really give, closure to his role and stuff. Like, for me, I don't want to see the actress who played Lois in Superman Returns in the show. The bad thing about it was the actress who played Lois in Superman Returns. I forget her name. We're going to wrap up the show pretty soon because I'm rambling and, and stuff. But also I'm hungry. I didn't eat breakfast, so... I technically I did, but the thing I ate was Greek strawberry Greek yogurt because But anyway, Kate Bosworth played Lois, and Superman and Kate Bosworth, Brandon Routh and Kate Bosworth did not have any chemistry whatsoever. In my opinion, Parker Posey, who played Lex Luthor's assistant or girlfriend, I forget what the fuck she played in that show. Who did Parker Posey play? Oh, she played Kitty, Lex Luthor's henchwoman. I honestly thought Parker Posey should have played Lois. Like, if you do a side-by-side comparison, Parker Posey looked more like Lois Lane than Kate Bosworth. And I honestly thought, like even in one scene where Superman saves Kitty from almost crashing her car because her car, her brake lines were cut. In that scene, like, Superman and Brandon Routh and Parker Posey had chemistry, like instant chemistry. Like, it looked very convincing. I was just like, why didn't they cast her as Lois Lane? Because Lois Lane in Superman Returns, I'll just be honest, she was kind of a bitch in that film. I was just like, man, they missed a boat. Like, one, you had a good Superman. Two, you had a good, convincing Lois Lane, but you cast her in the wrong role. You have Kevin Spacey before he went fucking crazy and creepy as hell as Lex Luthor. Have you seen that video with Kevin Spacey? That dude fucking scares me half the time. You have the guy who plays Jimmy Olsen. He was great. Perry White was boring. James Marsden, who played Cyclops in X-Men, I was like, why is this guy in this film? I watched X-Men Last Stand, which was a bad movie. And I watched Superman Returns, and it's like, either way, James Marsden was going to be in a bad film. And I was really bummed that he left X-Men, because Cyclops is my favorite character of the X-Men comics and stuff. Even the animated series, Cyclops was so cool, and I was just like, I was so aggravated. So, anyway, the bad thing about Superman Returns was they made the film piggyback off of two films, like one that came out in 1978 and one that came out in 1980. And years later, I forget how many years later, they made a film that was like the third film to two films that was like nobody probably has never seen in a long time. And it kind of bothered me and stuff. It's like, you released this film a year after Batman Begins. Like, imagine that, a year after Batman Begins. You think somewhere Warner Brothers is like, we want a film, and I don't know if this is true, but it was in the, I think it was in the Death of Superman Lives, which is an interesting documentary, which I highly recommend for people to go see, because it is a really good documentary, and John Schnepp, God rest his soul, made a great documentary. I remember, I think it was in the script somewhere, Warner Brothers person said to Bryan Singer, we want this, and Bryan Singer had his assistant get his portfolio and hold up a Polaroid photo of Nicolas Cage as Superman, going like, you almost got this, you made this, almost. I'm making this. And it just made me go like, it made me want to ask Bryan Singer, like, what the hell were you even making with Superman Returns? And his defense was, after throwing Brandon Routh under the bus, was, I was making the film for women who saw Devils Wear Prada. I wanted them to go see Superman Returns. It's like, you're reaching to an audience who probably don't even care about Superman or don't even know Superman. You're supposed to make Superman Returns or Superman movie for people who would go see Superman movie, not a shadow audience who will not go see it. So, you're probably wondering why Superman is the way he is basically, you had one director who made a good film, but people said it was too dark, too sad, too depressing. Superman is not smiling. Superman never, I don't even remember Superman smiling in Superman Returns. Instead, all I saw was him stalking Lois Lane and her family. So anyway, so I guess this is the episode. We're gonna be wrapping it up. So anyway, it's been a good episode. I ranted, criticized a few things, possibly pissed off a country. In the process, I mean, here's the thing: you don't eat bats in a soup. What's wrong with you people? It's kind of like people. I want to be like, has people watched Fear Factor? I mean, Fear Factor, I've seen people eat spiders, worms, slugs, weird shit. Which, by the way, don't watch Fear Factor if you're gonna vomit, because that is gross. It's a really interesting show. I always wonder if, like, were the people on the show either high or drunk during the process? I'm gonna go with the latter. So, anyway, I will see you all next time in the show. I'm excited about this one thing. One thing I read recently was that Rocksteady released a new Batman skin for Arkham Knight, which is interesting because it's been like 5 years, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool thing. It kind of makes me wonder if Rocksteady's going to be making another comic book video game. I kind of want to see them. I think we'll talk about it next episode. I kind of want to see them do the Flash, our new Batman series, or Superman. I wouldn't play Superman, but the Flash, definitely. But anyway, I will see you all the next episode. So, bye.